This is a question I like to ask a lot of politicos, a lot of people running for office. It's interesting to see the answers, and I'm especially interested with your background. What does economic development mean to you?
That's a very good question because it's a term that lots of people like to use for lots of different things. I mean, to me, what it really means is how does a geographic area, the city or the county or the region, or there's people who study economic development of the entire United States, how does a geographic region attract additional economic activity? And so that can be attracting from the outside, it can be creating within, but how, there's always some level of economic activity where there are humans, but how do you increase that? So to me that means really looking at wages of jobs. It means the types of businesses and really trying to encourage, or have a focus on encouraging businesses who do business primarily with those outside the region, because that brings in money. As a former Speaker of the House once said, we're not going to build a vibrant economy delivering pizzas to each other. And there's lots of people who work in businesses that are essentially circulating money. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Those are, and those can be very high wage businesses. I mean, the healthcare industry can be like that, right? If I go to the doctor's making money, the nurses are making money, and so forth. And it's important services to provide, and I'm not suggesting that they're not. But that just circulates money from within the region. So what we need to do is get revenue from outside of our geographic area, whether it's the city, the county, whatever, and I kind of tend to think of it as the county. Get that money into our community, and then I'll have more money to buy more pizza and go to the doctor more and buy more clothes and all of those things. So, buy another house and buy more cars, whatever it is that I'm going to be spending my money on, because that money is coming in from outside, and then those individuals who are doing business primarily within the economic area, the region, will also then have more money.
What does economic development mean, or what kind of controls does the city council have over?
Well, not a lot, but there are things that I would say the city can do something about, and then to the extent the city can, the city council has a role in that. And for instance, one of them is this permitting improvements. I mean, we need to make ourselves more competitive to businesses who are coming, whether they're growing internally or coming in from the outside, whichever. It's all the same, and it's all good. It all needs to be done. And the city council has two appointments essentially onto this committee, and I'm one of them, appointed by the mayor, one member of council appointed by the mayor, and then Tom Smith is the other member of council that the council appoints. And we also are the ones who allocated the $700,000 from the city side, and we'll be approving contracts along as we move along on those projects. So that's an important thing. We also, I think, have a role as the people who do rezonings. Anyone who wants to have a property rezoned, that will eventually come to the city council, and so we need to be, I think, sensitive of our role in that, and balancing both what we hear from neighbors, but also what is good in the long-term economic future of the community. So I'm not sure we always get that balance right, to be perfectly honest. And that's us. That's not us blaming the planning staff or blaming this employer. I mean, that's us. We're the ones making those decisions. Another thing that we have a role in economic development is in some of the incentives that we provide, and tax abatement is probably the vanilla flavored one that we do. And I worked on some changes several years ago with Councilwoman Brown to make tax abatement more. We really did, I think, two things. One is to make it easier for smaller businesses to take advantage of tax abatement. But the other was to try to have there be a little bit more alignment between some of our other community goals and tax abatement, so that businesses that are reinvesting more in the core of the city get a little bit better investment, or businesses that are creating lots of high-paying jobs get a better abatement, et cetera. So those are a couple of the primary ones. The third one, I guess you'd say, is that we allocate resources to the Economic Development Alliance and the Regional Partnership to do economic development services for us. There's not really a city department of economic development anymore. There's a city department of community development, and there's one economic development person who works in there, and she handles the tax abatements and other things, but she works very closely with the Alliance as well. They are the ones who work with the business community identifying projects and then helping guide them through the system.